Hi, I'm Dr. Kyle Hancock, licensed psychologist, and today I'm here with Yada Yada. I'd like to talk a little bit today about a common problem that I hear from families, and that is, why can't I fall asleep? Whether it's small children who tell a parent, I'm just not tired, or it's a stressed out, anxious, discouraged parent who's trying to fall asleep, or anything in between. A common question I am asked is, why can't I fall asleep? Oftentimes, people describe their mind as racing, their thoughts continuing over and over again, accompanied by tossing and turning. One of the tools we use in this circumstance is to remind ourselves that one of the things our mind tends to do is worry. And if you are a worrier yourself, I think you'll know what I mean. The frustrating part of this is oftentimes worry actually contributes to or amplifies worry. A simple example is lying in my bed, looking over at the alarm clock. Oh my goodness, I'm still awake. I've got to go to sleep. So I close my eyes and roll over and toss and turn, only to look at the alarm clock moments later and again shout in my head, oh my goodness, I'm still awake. It's been only 3 minutes. What's wrong with me? So some simple tools you can use that have been backed by quite a lot of science. One is remove your alarm clock. If you are willing to sleep in a room without an alarm, research tells us repeatedly, sleep quality and quantity improves dramatically. If you require an alarm clock to wake up, however, turn the alarm clock so that its face is away from your sleeping area. Turn it so you cannot see the numbers. A third step is to push that alarm clock outside of arm's reach. The simple reason is our mind will find a focus for its worry. And if you have a history of looking at the clock tied to feeling worry, then unfortunately your mind will continue that pattern. Another simple tool to use is to say either out loud or simply to yourself, I hereby grant myself permission to remain awake all night long. As ironic as it sounds, one of the things that keeps us awake is the pressure to fall asleep. If you might have noticed, the more you tell yourself you must fall asleep, the harder it is to do so. This is likely because the pressure you feel to do something that is largely outside of your control, fall asleep. When, however, we say to ourselves, or to our child for that matter, you have permission to stay awake all night long, that pressure is immediately relieved. We add a couple of simple caveats. You are welcome to stay awake all night long, so long as you lay still and quiet in your bed. With my children, I tell them there are other members of the family who are sound asleep. I don't want you to wake up and disturb them. So while you are welcome to remain awake, you need to stay quietly in your bed. For myself, I say, it's just fine if I remain awake. My brain knows what it's doing. It's been putting me to sleep for quite a long while now. I'm just going to let it do its job. So if I remain awake, then I remain awake. And while I am awake, I'm going to purposefully turn my attention onto the things that are happening now that are soothing and calming. The quiet of the house, the sound of the wind outside, the feel of the sheets, the pillow beneath my head, the darkness that surrounds me. And as I focus on these simple, soothing sensations, most of the time I gently find that I wake up in the morning having fallen asleep. It's very rare anybody stays awake all night. Most of the time, we simply interrupt our own sleeping by amplifying our worry. So the next time you're tossing and turning, try this simple approach. Give yourself permission to stay awake all night long and focus instead on the soothing sensations your senses are providing.